And welcome back to White Claw Wednesdays, episode 77. Hitting some big numbers here. We got a special treat for, well, not for you guys, but for us this week.
Yeah. We're trying the iced tea flavors.
Oh, I've got peach. Frank has
raspberry.
Great design, by the way.
Yeah, dude, I like the top, the red. The red, and you got the little color on top, too.
Oh, my God.
That's nice.
Look at that.
Whoa. I also like the golden. Oh, dude, they do have some ice in them.
Oh, man. Wow.
That's refreshing. Wow.
I got to say, I don't know if it's because literally there's a frozen chunk in here because they were in the freezer, or if I'm just reminiscing on some brisk peach iced tea right now, but
Yeah.
this hits hard, man.
Dude,
This might be top.
My favorite so far?
This might be my top. It's a different type. It's a different type of claw, though. You know, it's got the tea taste.
It does have the tea taste. Yeah. You know what's weird? I was originally gonna grab peach, and then Ryan was like, because I said, oh, it's the only one flavor that's unique to the iced tea. But then Ryan's like, no, raspberry isn't around. And I was like, oh yeah, shit, raspberry is not a flavor that is.
This one has 1 gram of sugar though, which I don't think the other ones do. Is that right? Or do they all have 1 gram of sugar?
The other ones, I thought the other ones had 2 grams.
Oh, I don't know.
I think the other ones have 2 grams of sugar.
It's still 100 calories though. God, imagine being like the chemist or whoever's creating this.
Yeah.
You have the restriction of 100 calories, and you're like, well, shit.
Exactly.
It just takes years.
Yeah. So this says, because on here it says what, spiked?
Oh yeah, 2 carbs. Oh, 2 carbs.
I'm reading this, but what does this say?
Spiked seltzer.
Spiked
sparkling seltzer.
Okay, so this says hard seltzer iced tea. So it has a different
So there is tea in here.
a different sort of description on the bottom. Yeah, there is tea because it says made with sustainably sourced tea, whereas on here it says like made with a hint of mango or tangerine.
I'm almost getting like a green tea vibe. That aftertaste, green tea.
Yeah.
Man, this is really good. Are you not liking yours?
No, I like mine a lot. No, it's very good. It is reminding me of the
oh yeah.
It's reminding me of the brisk raspberry iced tea in that
it tastes
it has that base raspberry tea flavor,
kind of like the bitterness a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but also just I can think of like that raspberry syrup that's in the brisk iced tea, and there's just a little bit of that, like right when it hits your lips you get that, and then it goes away just because it's only 1 gram of sugar.
Think about what like peach iced tea should taste like without a ton of sugar added.
Yes.
And then add the seltzer part, and boom, it's like that's the perfect way to describe it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So, the Suns, buddy. I wanted to talk to you about it because
did you
I did watch that game.
Did you watch that game last night?
I did.
Okay, so we're talking about game 4.
I thought that they were going to lose.
The game that ended up with the score of 84 to
80. Wow. But that doesn't even do it justice. It was literally 80 to 79, or it was 79-78, something like that.
It was. You mean for that period of time where nobody could score in the fourth quarter?
There was that, but also right at the end when it was basically just foul.
Oh yeah, and that's why the free throws
because
were adding to the score.
I think Suns were up either 1 or 2 at that point.
Yeah,
and it was such a tight game.
Yeah, it stayed tight the whole. Dude, it was
low scoring game.
It was so
really low scoring game.
Man, it was so nerve wracking. Like Sam got some hilarious videos of
you.
of me.
Did
you? Wait, he posted them on Instagram?
Yeah, they're on his story. Well, I don't know about all of them, but
okay, because he got a lot.
Oh, maybe not.
But no, I was losing my mind, man. I was talk about freaking stress, dude. I was because it was killing me because I was witnessing 2 teams that were both refusing to finish each other. You know, it was almost like it's like watching 2 fighters just punch each other over and over again. And like neither of them are falling to the ground. It's like, hurry up and finish this. It's like somebody put somebody out of their misery. Oh my God, dude! So many. The Clippers were 0 for 12 in the fourth quarter on shots that would have given them the lead.
0 for 12.
Yeah, because there was that period of time for like pretty much the first half of the fourth quarter The first half of the fourth quarter, neither team could score, and it was just locked in at a Suns lead by 1. Suns are up by 1, and it's just back and forth, miss after miss after miss after turnover, miss turnover.
Yeah,
miss.
I remember that.
And I was just driving me. It was driving me up the wall. And then you get down. We start scoring, and that's what was funny is we start scoring. Both teams start scoring. Suns would score, then the Clippers would score after, like, it was almost like we were feeding off each other in the last few minutes. And then it got to a point where the Suns had like a 3-point lead, and there were like maybe a good 3 opportunities where Chris Paul had these mid-ranges that could have just put the game away.
Which he was making all game, too.
Up until that point.
He would go to the right side of the court, cut in a little bit, boom, jumper.
To be honest, he wasn't that good at them last game, but usually he makes them all the time. And he in fourth quarter, he was so bad, he was like,
he was making them all game before that, though.
Yeah, I pretty much, he was pretty much 50% at that point because he went like 6 for 22 from the field, and he was like 1 for 11 in the fourth. So he takes half his shots in the fourth, and he only makes one of them. And then before that, he was 50%. So you are technically right in the sense where he was looking like pretty much kind of like normal Chris Paul for the first 3 quarters in terms of hitting the mid range, and then the fourth quarter comes and he's fucking awful. And the same thing was going on with Paul George. And then,
and then the free throws that he missed.
And you know what else is crazy? We still haven't figured out how to keep Patrick Beverley from stopping Booker. Because, I mean, Booker still scores because he's Booker. He's going to score no matter what.
Yeah.
But Patrick Beverley is shutting him down.
Well, but in
a sense,
he's like the Dellavedova. That's kind of how I think about him. He's just all over you. He's just in your grill.
Yeah.
The refs are kind of lenient on him.
They wouldn't
be lenient on other players because that's just who he is.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he has a reputation, so he's allowed to do it. Because
true,
a lot of the times, like he's reaching, like he's reaching in. Yeah. You know, like he's making contact with Devin as he's reaching over his body to hit the ball.
Yeah.
And they're letting him get away with it probably like, I don't know, half the time pretty much.
I think if like he was if they reffed him like a normal player, I guess.
Yeah. He'd be fouling out like every game.
He'd be fouling out a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, big time. And so it's wild to me that now at this point the Suns are up 3-1, and I feel like the last 3 games Patrick Beverley has been the nastiest defender I've seen in a while in terms of just like I don't think Booker's necessarily like letting it get to his head or anything because he's still scoring in every game. I don't think but it's just Patrick Beverley he doesn't even really necessarily like half of his game is getting into the person's head, and then the other half is just being a great defender. He's being so good at defense right now that it's just kind of erasing the need for him to get in his head. Like he doesn't even need to get in his head. He's just so good at defense. Like it's just he's like there was that one play where he stripped him as like, and they got a shot clock violation at the end of the game. And then there was also the play where he drew the offensive foul to get Devin Booker fouled out at the end of the fourth quarter. Devin Booker drives in. And that was an interesting play because Reggie Jackson, I thought Reggie Jackson was, he was double teaming Booker with Beverley as Booker's driving to the lane. And, Booker plows into Beverley, and Beverley falls over, trying to take the charge. And they immediately call a foul. Oh, Booker to the line to shoot 2. And then Beverley looks at the replay, yells at Ty Lue, Clippers coach, no, review it, coach's challenge. They coach the challenge at commercial break. I'm like, they show the replay on the TV. I'm like, I know that's going to get overturned. I'm like, shit. He's in perfect guarding position in terms of taking the charge. But I did notice Reggie Jackson's arm was reaching in on Booker and was technically, in a way, fouling Booker. So you could have said, oh, the foul was there. So it was sort of this thing where like,
but the foul was called,
but it was called on Beverley, so it was like now we have to reverse it. And this is what I love about NBA refs is sometimes if you watch closely, you can kind of like conspiracy theory, like call out like, oh, that right there is a makeup for what just happened. So we see, pretty much Reggie Jackson in a way get away with a foul because they call it on Patrick Beverley who took the charge, and then immediately following that play, Terrence Mann comes down and gets a layup and gets fouled on the layup,
and they don't
clearly, and they don't call it. So it's like people like what the like. That's what's so funny about basketball with the reffing is that
it's also crowd. It's like crowd play too.
Yeah, it's true. That's why usually the home team gets more calls.
Right, because you have 100,000 fans,
the human influence telling you
suck.
what to do. Yeah, like way to call it. Yeah, but it's funny because that's what's great about NBA games and reffing is that. When the refs become such a crucial part of the game in close games, whoever wins the game, the other like the fans of the losing team are always like, man, the refs won it for, the Suns or whatever. So that's happened, like the game where we won by the alley-oop tip-in, game 2.
That was epic.
That was epic. And then game 4, what just happened, like both those games, I've seen a lot of the reaction from Clippers fans being, oh, like the refs gave that one to the Suns. And it's just funny being a Suns fan and like watching the entirety of the game and then going on social media.
No, that was a fair game, I think.
Well, but this is what I'm saying. It's like I watched
game.
the whole game and then I go on social media to see everybody's reaction.
Oh, and
I'm seeing the ref. Yeah, the Clippers are blaming the refs, like they let the Suns win. And then I immediately think, oh my God, I'm thinking that same thing the complete opposite way the whole game. Like I'm watching the whole game and I'm thinking, oh my God, the refs are trying to let the Clippers win. Like,
well, that's like the famous quote from is it Kyle Culver or something like that?
Kyle Korver?
Yeah. He's like, oh, when you play LeBron, you think that he's, basically getting by, like, the refs aren't calling anything on him. And then when you're on his team, you're like, no, he doesn't get called at all, right? I don't know. I thought from a third-party perspective here, I mean, I was definitely rooting for the Suns, but I thought it was a pretty fair game.
Yeah, I mean...
And I feel like that when fans get really mad, there's usually at least one clear-cut decision that was just totally incorrect,
Yeah,
That's when it happens, when fans are like, what the hell? They blew the whole game,
Yeah, there was a play last night where Cameron Payne got it knocked out of bounds, and they called it off the Clippers, and it was under 2 minutes, and they put up the replay real quick, and you could see that, like, it was very similar to the call from, like, game 2, where they went and reviewed it, and it was Beverly pushing it out on Booker, and it was like Beverly forcing the ball out, but because Booker was the one dribbling, it was technically off his fingers last. So it was like one of those things where, we call it out on Beverly in the moment because we see him forcing the ball out, but then when you go to look at it in slow motion, you realize technically
it touched
it's on
him.
Booker's fingertip at the very end because he's the one with the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
And that same thing happened last night with Cameron Payne.
Yeah.
Within the same time period of like minutes left, and they were reviewing everything.
Yeah.
And this is like crucial. It's like 10 seconds left, and we're only up by 1, and this happens, and we're trying to inbound it to get the ball and get fouled and go to the line and get a 3-point lead. And the refs don't even look at it. They just like, and the Clippers are like over on the sidelines like, what are you doing? and the refs are just like, yeah, we're going to just, and Jeff Van Gundy, one of the announcers, is like, this is just like the Booker play from game 2. What are the refs doing? And this was a moment when I was talking to the TV. I was like, Jeff, I have no idea. Like, but I'm obviously going to take it. Like,
you're chatting with the commentators like, Jeff, I know. God, what are we going to do about this? Yeah.
And that was a huge moment, and it really helped us win the game because we were able to inbound the ball, get it to Chris, and he's on the line. So it's like,
but then Paul George missed his free throw.
Paul George did miss his free throw.
Yeah. It was so funny.
And then also Boogie Cousins got fouled, so Paul George misses his first free throw.
Then Boogie goes to the line,
and then Boogie like tries to get the offensive rebound, gets fouled, goes to the line. And he makes his first free throw, and then
he throws it at the backboard.
It's like, yep, Boogie, you forgot the rules of the game you play, man. Like, how are we not telling him? How is there not?
No, I think he messed up.
But here's
he knew he had to get it on, but he didn't have control of it.
You don't think so? Because I think he just forgot the rules. Because the way he just chucked it at the backboard.
No. I think he definitely tried to.
You think he tried to hit the rim?
Okay, first of all, it's hard to hit the rim. All right.
Miss?
And miss the rim. You can totally miss the rim.
Not if you know what you're doing like me,
Oh, please. This guy's not even that good. I beat him one-on-one.
I don't remember that. I really don't.
You do.
I think it was like a 2-on-1 situation where you had like another teammate.
It wasn't.
I think we were playing 21 or something. I don't really.
Frank,
it's weird because like
you're usually so honest.
I know I am. And I've been trying to rack my brain about this whole one-on-one thing. I was thinking about it a few months ago, and I was like,
You were?
Like, did Ryan?
It was really affecting you that much?
No, I was just thinking about how like every time we do like horse together, like
Ask
I always win.
Scott was there.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's like I just don't remember losing to you. It's like I'm really trying to remember.
You definitely lost to me, Frank. On your home court.
I know. I remember playing a lot of like different, scrimmages and
it's
games
okay,
of horse
dude. It's
on
okay.
my home court, but I just don't remember losing one-on-one to you.
Well, it happened, and until we play one-on-one again, I mean, I'm better than you.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like
Frank, you got to respect the rules of one-on-one. You play one-on-one, you lose. You lose bragging rights until you play again. That is the. Why else would you play one-on-one?
Yeah, that's true, but I just don't remember losing you one-on-one.
Like, it doesn't even mean much, Like, I'm not that good of a basketball player.
And I know that I'm better, so it's like that's.
And you probably would beat me, a lot if we played again.
I mean, okay.
But guess what? It
Yeah.
didn't happen, so I get the bragging rights,
Okay,
and you
yeah,
got to
yeah.
respect that, you know?
Well,
These are the rules of one-on-one, man. It's like gentleman's code, you know?
Okay. Well, whether or not Ryan beat me one-on-one.
No, but Frank, what do you mean?
Okay.
Whether I beat you or not?
He
We
did.
agreed on this.
Okay, I'll just. Okay, he did beat me, but not really. I don't really remember. But
Oh,
he
man.
beat me.
You got a basketball hoop in the back? We're gonna have to throw this down, dude.
No, okay. Yeah. So Ryan beat me one-on-one. Apparently, it's. Lost.
Hey, I'm pretty good. I got the handles.
Oh,
I
Ryan
think.
definitely has the handles. Definitely.
My shot's
definitely has
way
the
off.
handles.
My shot is just. I was pretty good at shooting when I was playing when I was a kid.
You got lightning fast dribbles though.
I do. I've got handles too, and it just went downhill.
But
it went real downhill.
Let's not let this debate on the one-on-one.
I mean, there's no debate, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, and the truth, of Ryan beating me. Okay, cool. Ryan beat me. All right. So,
where are you going with this?
I'm going back to the fact that Boogie Cousins, aka DeMarcus Cousins, definitely forgot the rule of having to hit the rim in order for it not to be. Just because the way he just threw it off as hard as he could.
Him throwing the ball definitely looked like he meant to do it, but then his reaction immediately after made me think that he knew he messed up right when it was going to the rim.
Yeah, because he realized, oh wait, the rule is
it was going to the backboard.
He remembered the rule right as he threw it.
Okay, that might have happened.
But either way, I don't know how there's not the Clippers are at home. They don't have the issue of having obnoxious fans being loud in the wrong.
I'm trying raspberry now.
Yeah, good idea. They don't have they have their home crowd. So in moments where they need silence, they get silence. So I don't understand how there isn't someone on the Clippers sideline or
splashed myself
or a Clippers player telling DeMarcus Cousins that he has to hit the rim when he misses. It's we need. I don't know. It's just I can't.
I got a slushy going on.
I can't get mad at what happened because it really helped us out winning the game. But
did you see when Paul George missed the free throw? I keep saying this, but when Paul George he missed the
Steve Ballmer
free throw.
Yeah,
the owner of the Clippers, right? That's who he
Steve
is.
Ballmer. Yeah.
His head just goes,
just
drops, just droops in defeat. Because at that point, it was really hard to win because he had to tie the game basically. Paul George, and he didn't. So then Suns were up by 1. Suns ball. Yeah, they got to Chris Paul. They had to foul him.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're up by 3 again. Mm-hmm. No, they were up by 2 actually.
Yeah, there was I can't remember.
Because then Suns were up by 4.
Because Chris Paul went 5 for 6 on his free throws in the fourth, and his first 2 he made, and that was the first 3-point lead. And then the Clippers got it back, and I'm pretty sure they cut it to 1 again, and then Chris got it back again. No, wait, no, they didn't. They missed. And then they fouled us again, and Chris only made 1 at the line.
That makes sense.
So then it only became a 4-point lead, and then it was it was That's what's funny about these playoff games is that when they're close, they take a long time.
That's
especially
the
those
worst
last
thing
2
about
minutes,
basketball.
dude,
I think though
is how long it takes to figure out some of these calls.
Yeah, and the stupid fouling at the end. I get it; it's part of the game, but it's just like it's.
And that was also really annoying. Is that I can't get mad at Monty Williams, the Suns' head coach, because he's taken the team this far. It's been incredible. Thank you, Monty. But I just don't know why his strategy at the end was to do the whole foul thing. Because he was he refused, even in the moments when we were up by 3, he didn't want them to get a 3 off, which I guess I understand because they were the best.
Won, so.
We won, so it worked. How could I? Yeah. Actually, you know what, Monty? I'm sorry for even questioning what you did. It fucking worked.
Don't put Paul George to the line, but if Boogie Cousins had the ball,
that's true. That's
foul
true.
him, right?
Yeah, and also there's, I guess it makes sense because you just can't. He probably, Monty probably saw it as okay, the Clippers team had the highest percentage from the 3-point line in the regular season. They have all these guys that can make threes. They've been ice cold the whole night. Their 3-point percentage was probably under 20% for that game. It was so bad.
It was a low scoring game.
Yeah, it was a low. Yeah, both
especially
teams,
for the series. Other ones were 110.
Both teams shot horribly, but I'm assuming Monty was feeling okay, this is still a home crowd environment for them. They're still, they can still win this game. And they still have a lot of shooters.
He probably thought if we make it to OT,
they'll
we're
win.
Not going to win.
Exactly. So we can't let them get some wild 3.
Right.
Because a lot of the times, you'll be cold the entire night, and then you just you just knock one in at the end. That happens a lot with these guys.
Yeah.
Like when it counts the most, it's like something just clicks and they nail it.
Absolutely.
And
I don't know the feeling, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they have great. Oh man, they got great 3-point shooters, and that's the thing about the series being 3-1 right now. Like I'm still not. Like I liked. It was good to hear Chris Paul when he was asked about making it to his first finals by reporters. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not thinking about that right now. Just thinking about winning one more, getting It's like it's not done." And like that attitude is necessary because that 3-1 comeback that the Cavs had against the Warriors in the 2016 finals.
It could happen.
It could happen, and not only that, guess who was coaching that Cavs team? Ty Lue.
Ty Lue, right? Yeah.
So that's true. And this is so he has something where
Kawhi is Kawhi gonna be out?
Kawhi is apparently not traveling with them to Phoenix for game 5.
Wow.
And
That's tough.
it's weird what the Clippers are doing. It's like
that is
everybody outside of the Clippers, who is anybody in the NBA media or whatever, they're all saying, yeah, it's likely Kawhi is not coming. Like it's more than likely that Kawhi is done. And
what was
he's
the
out
injury
for the playoffs.
he had?
It's a knee injury. It's some, and that's the other thing. They're not saying the injury, and they're still listing him as day to day. And I think the only reason why they're doing that
to psych out the Suns,
is to have every game for the Suns be like okay, but this is what we do if Kawhi's there. It's like, okay, but it's like they have to have 2 whiteboards. Like they have one game plan on this board, and then they pull down another board. Like this is for Kawhi. That's the only way I can think of. And what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Why not use your best player for something when you can't use him for anything in the game? I don't know.
As a psych out card.
Yeah.
It's like the Uno reverse.
Yeah. Ooh. And I'm imagining. Have you ever seen the memes of Breaking Bad with Heisenberg, where it's like, "You're goddamn right"?
No, I haven't.
Okay, yeah. So have you seen that show, Breaking Bad?
We've talked about this before.
Well, there's a great scene near the end of the show, where he's become his full meth kingpin, and he's doing this, meth deal out.
Heisenberg's the main character?
Yeah,
No.
it's Walter White. Heisenberg is his alter ego. Sells meth. Yeah, chemistry teacher. One of the final episodes. Near the end, he's like asked about his name with a dude. He's like a new dude he's dealing with.
Yeah.
The guy's like, "Oh, like your name's Heisenberg or something like that." He says something like that, and then he says, "You're goddamn right." And then I'm just imagining like if the Suns were to win the championship, and I'm thinking of all the people like doubting it, and I'm like, man, the Suns only won that championship in 2021 because of everybody was injured. Like someone saying that to me, I'd just be like, goddamn right.
Well, but it's across true. The board though.
Yeah,
this is the thing. It's like true. Remember how we were talking about COVID?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, the Lakers, people down the line aren't going to consider it a real championship, and we're like, that doesn't matter because this whole COVID thing is like countrywide.
It affected everybody.
I mean, I guess Canada too, right? So
yeah, it's
not something that is only in one particular area. It's only affecting particular teams.
True.
So. Yeah, I mean, and the injury thing is about burnout, right? Which they didn't up the games in the season. No, they did. Well, they did the playoffs.
No, they didn't. Well, yeah, technically they added the play-in. So the play-in was technically teams. For certain teams. So that was technically adding more. But they cut the normal regular season game amount from 82 to 72 for the season.
Right.
That just finished. Because
started late.
This because it started late, and it started right after so the Lakers won the 2020 championship.
Yeah. There was a short break.
Yeah, in October of 2020.
Yeah,
so you have the Lakers winning it all in October 2020, and then you fast forward 2 months to December 2020, and now the new season's starting.
Yeah.
So, not only did that affect the Lakers, obviously, in terms of LeBron and Anthony Davis being injured, and that pretty much taken them out. It also affected all the other teams that were also competitive near the end of the bubble run, who were in the playoffs, like the Clippers and the Nuggets and the not the Nets actually, the Celtics and so the teams had a lot of injuries.
What are you gonna do?
And that's the thing. That's the thing about injuries. That's what I've.
You'd have to really shorten the season, and you'd have to give long breaks in between games. I think that would have been probably a better idea, but money talks.
Yeah,
money talks. And especially after the pandemic, they need their money, dude.
Yeah, and I gotta say, when
players want to get paid.
When you look at injuries, I see it as like I understand why LeBron James is considered the GOAT by so many. It's because of his durability.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I see these superstars getting injured and then it becoming an excuse for why they lost, it's kind of like, okay, well, excuses are excuses, you know. Like what kind of superstar do you have if it's one that can't stay healthy? Because like
lots of superstars can't stay healthy, man.
Yeah, so like
there's a classic example.
Yeah,
Marco Reus in Germany.
Is he a soccer player?
He's a soccer player. Literally is super injury prone, but he'll come back and score. His stats are unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's like a weirdly consistently injured, but also consistently coming back from injury and just starting to like blow out the other teams. Anyways, that's a perfect example. Superstar. But you're right. You can't get to this. You can't get to the, in soccer terms, Ronaldo, Messi status if you're constantly injured like Marco Reus is, you know?
Exactly.
I get what you're saying.
So because then I it's like, that's why I feel so good with the Suns right now. It's because I'm watching all these people and best players and key players and teams, lose out because of injuries, and then I'm looking at, my knock on wood healthy team. You know.
I mean, yeah, it sucks. Especially as a fan, it's like you want to see all these superstars playing against each other. Like,
like we all thought the Nets were going to be in the finals.
Like, yeah, exactly. And we all wanted, well, maybe not everyone, but I wanted LeBron and Anthony Davis to be healthy
and take on the Nets in the finals.
And take on the Nets, But
would have been a great series, but it just wasn't.
We don't live in a perfect world. Yeah. People are human.
Oh yeah,
it's tough, but you get injured. Hell, sometimes I feel like I twisted my ankle and I'm like, all right, I'm not working out today. I mean, I'm such a baby, but it's the same thing for athletes.
Oh yeah,
even more so. They twist their ankle. It's a big deal. I mean, they don't twist their ankle much because they got a bunch of support there and muscles and stuff. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and the ankle turn is what knocked Kyrie out.
Yeah,
you had James Harden playing on a
Steph's ankles.
Steph's ankles are bad. You got Klay Thompson missing back-to-back seasons for ACL and Achilles injuries.
ACL and Achilles, yeah. And he's not even going to be back for the start of the season.
He's not? He's not?
Well, he said on Twitter, I think, that he expects to be back early next season, which isn't
the start. Yeah.
So we'll see. I miss him too. He's a great player.
Oh yeah. The Warriors. It's just like,
when the Splash Brothers go off, you gotta enjoy it.
It's so much fun, dude. Oh yeah.
Just watching them just
rain threes. Yeah.
Like if the stadium was quiet, imagine just you'd hear the
and then the swish. That's what I
like
just
one after the other.
I just realized a few weeks ago that there's definitely a mic right by the rim. Like there's probably a mic inside the rim.
They probably got it pretty they got the decibels up there.
Yeah, because just think about when you can hear that swoosh when the ball just nails the net. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why I want. Oh man, basketball is such a great sport, and I know we keep rambling on about it for it's been 30 minutes now, but such a great sport. My favorite American sport by far. The only thing I hate about it, and with most American sports, is the stopping. Constant
stopping. Yeah.
Commercial break.
Oh yeah.
Review.
Yep.
This. Yep. That. Timeout. Here. It's just like.
But when you think about it, you got like this could they like to just drag it out. They're trying to just
for sure. Well, they want more money. That's why in the fighting situation too. It's like if you go the distance, you make more money. Yep. That's why people are like, oh, they threw their punches, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's why people are like, oh, Logan Paul was knocked out, but held up by
exactly.
Floyd.
Right. Like there's some unspoken agreement, like they wink at each other before the match or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
you just can't trust people when money gets on the table. It's just like something.
It's true.
Something else is happening. Like and that's what's funny about this whole Space Jam sequel coming out.
Oh yeah, it already came out, didn't it?
I know. I think it's coming out in July.
When's
December?
Black Widow coming out?
Oh, Black Widow's coming out July 9th. I thought you were gonna ask about Spider-Man 3.
I feel like it's. Oh, that one too. But
it's coming out in December.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to see a movie. I was going to see a movie the other day.
Yeah.
And literally, I looked at it for the first time in forever. Yeah, like I haven't even thought about going to the theaters, but I'm vaccinated. Amanda's vaccinated now, so we're like, oh yeah, like let's do it.
Yeah.
And terrible
you didn't like the options?
movies. Oh,
you didn't want to go see A Quiet Place Part 2?
I haven't seen part 1. I would have totally seen part 2, but I was like,
you definitely need to see part 1.
I mean, I think either you spoiled it or somebody else fucking spoiled it for me, so I know. But like, at least I would want to see. Oh, you know how one ends. I do know the general who died.
Yeah.
How they survived type deal.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't spoil it for everyone.
You know what? Who probably spoiled that for you? I bet it was Scott.
No.
Or maybe it was.
I think
me.
it was you.
It was probably me. Yeah.
I usually don't care about spoilers, but usually that's when there's not a sequel coming out. You know. Yeah.
I just remember asking
Scott
about the
fault.
movie.
I was probably like, yeah, just tell me, bro. You know, I'm always like that.
I remember asking Scott about the movie, though, and he said, oh, yeah, I just watched
Scott's the worst.
No, but this is what he said.
Literally the worst.
This is what he said. He's like, oh, yeah, I just watched the death scene.
What was Scott doing? Game of Thrones. He just
it was Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. He just watched all the death scenes. And then he would ask you about them. He would be like, Frank, when this person died, like, man, how did that feel, dude? Like, was it like, oh, that's crazy? Like,
no, and then he acts like he's watched the show. That's what's really irking about it. He's like, yeah, that was a good show. Mm-hmm. It's like watching one of those walkthroughs.
Yeah, it is.
All cinematic walkthroughs of video games. All death scenes, Sons of Anarchy.
All death scenes, yeah. But it's funny because it's like, that's a he's not alone in that arena of like people who choose to do that. Consume shows like that just because of those compilations are being made. Mm-hmm, you know, like you could look up any show that's known to have a lot of deaths in it. You could just look up the show's name and then put all death scenes, and you just have like a 30-minute compilation right there.
I mean, I feel like they're for fans of the show that have watched it
and then they want to reminisce.
Or they don't want to do a full rerun or something like that.
I think I want to think just for the sake
I want to believe it's like that.
I want to believe it's more that. Like
it's probably not though.
It's like 75% of those people, and then the other 25% are people like Scott who are just like looking for the answers on the test. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Looking up the Quizlet.
Yeah, look up.
Dude, have you ever?
Quizlet has a lot.
Have you ever just like looked up one of the questions on a test, like it's an online class, and it's just literally Quizlet pops up, and all of them are there?
I have definitely not done that.
Well, neither have I.
Oh, yeah, no.
But wouldn't that be so great?
God, I would love to do that.
Man,
that'd be so cool.
That would be great.
I would have used that on everything if I knew about that.
Okay. Do professors not expect this? You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What, the finesse?
I just want to know, like, if you get your answers from online or the back of the book, and do you not expect them to be online?
Yeah.
Or do you not check before that they're on the Quizlet?
Do you know how big the internet is?
Exactly. And personally, like, if I was a professor, I mean, look, I'm not going to, I don't know how I would be as a professor, but tough. I'm sure it's a tough job. But
to always have questions that don't have the answers readily accessible.
Well, you have to make your own, basically.
Yeah.
You'd have to make your own.
Not only that, but you have to make your own every year. Because as soon as you start using one 5 years in a row, then
for every test,
then 3 students from every other class is posting them online. You know,
right? No, exactly. But like, you're in that situation. Do you just not care? You're just like, whatever,
Oh, you definitely don't care. And I'll tell you why you don't care.
I think so too.
Because it's like at that point you're like, okay, so I'm working with 50 kids, 100 kids, 30 kids, however many kids, and you're like, I'm trying to educate them all at once and make them care about X. So the best I can do is, do what a teacher does and not really worry about things like cheating in terms of like all of my answers are on the internet because I can't worry about that.
It's ridiculous how often it happens.
And it's kind of like, it's sort of a way to sort of filter out the idiots. And because if you have people who are taking the easy way out and finessing, then they're getting less from the experience. I would know.
For sure. I mean, it's a way of filtering out the people that don't have, that meme where it's like, modern problems require modern solutions.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
True.
Like if you don't have kids that know how to use modern technology, these things that will make things easier for you.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get through school with good grades. You're not. I mean, let's just be real. If you don't know how to use the internet well, you're not going to get through school.
That's another, like, even,
You're right.
damn. And that's when it becomes like, are you a person who takes the easy way out, or are you really trying to learn this shit?
Well, I think there's a good middle ground there. I think so. I think you show up to class and you listen and you try and learn. You really do. And then when you get home, you use the internet to the best of its ability. That's what I truly believe.
And that's what's funny about us, like all these different ways.
And that I believe is fair.
All the different ways of approaching school is like, I think they all come from the same point of like you said, you need to like have access to like the internet.
Yeah, you do.
Whether or not
it's kind of crazy.
Whether or not you're the shittiest student or the best student, you need the supplies, and the supplies include the internet. I mean, that's pretty much is the supply. Like the internet access is something that obviously everybody who has it takes it for granted because it's just so common in a lot of the world. But man, it's a tool.
You have pretty much all the good
answers,
and bad information at your disposal at any second in time. And you can go down one rabbit hole or it's not really a rabbit hole, but you can go the good way or the rabbit hole, basically.
That's what was fun, I think, about being born when we were born in the late 90s is that, the internet was still when we were little kids. Like, the internet was obviously around. But
internet was around, but it wasn't accessible.
It wasn't super accessible, and not only was it not super accessible,
like you'd have to go to the library.
Exactly, it had to be specific things. So I do remember times, very like youngest memories as I can think. There were times where an encyclopedia, like I was in the public school library, like at elementary school, and I needed to like have an answer to something kind of random. It was more convenient for me to go to the back of the library and look in the encyclopedias than it was to try to like get into the computer room, because the computer room was like restricted and was only allowed for like certain hours, and like you just couldn't go in there, and it was like only special computer days, you know what I mean? Did you get, because we went to the same elementary school, did you get a small dictionary? Yes. I got a small dictionary. I don't remember what grade. I think it must have been first or second. Yeah, I got the same thing. We had a small dictionary that we would have as like a thing that we would get with our textbooks, I guess. Yeah. And that's just where we were supposed to look up words. It was always kind of like a tool that we were supposed to have. Like I remember times where we'd be like, oh, the teacher would be like, is your dictionary in your desk? And then some kids would like throw them away or lose them, and then other kids would keep them and stuff. But yeah, everybody was given those little dictionaries. Dude, okay. Oh, man. I loved having a desk. Like my desk. Having the desk with the thing where you can put the stuff in. I remember my dad used to, I'm such a weirdo. My dad used to give me pomegranates for lunch. Like he would put. Wow. Yeah, I mean sometimes. Did you ever get stained? Did you ever? Oh, all the time. But I didn't give a shit. I was like, 8 or whatever. But pomegranates are the ones that stain permanently, right? Yeah, it's like wine basically. And I don't know why, but I would. You know what a pomegranate little seed is, a little pod. Yeah, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like a little juice pod, and then in the middle of it is a seed. Can I try a peach, by the way? Dude. Definitely don't need to ask me that. Of course you can. Well, it's just in terms of reaching. Can you grab me a peach? Yeah, I'm in grab, yeah. Yeah. I used to, this is going to sound disgusting, but like as an 8th grader or a 2nd grader or 3rd grader, whatever I was like, this is my stash. And I used to eat the seeds or eat the juice, and then I would stash the seeds in the cup in my desk. I swear. You just had you'd build up collections of pomegranate seeds in your desk. I swear to God, I'd have a wad of pomegranate seeds that could fit in the palm of my hand. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, because you'd eat them during class, and then you wouldn't go and throw them away, because the teacher's teaching or whatever. And so I would just keep them there. And then eventually I would have a big thing, and then I would go throw it away. But it's one of the things that I did. Damn, that's a interesting, collect thing. Did you ever write in your cubby? That's what I would do. I was a big writer. I was also I would do a thing where I would get a sharpened pencil, and I would love to do a drill. I'd just kind of drill a hole into the desk. Yeah. And I had many desks throughout elementary school that I would put holes through, and then once I got the hole, I would just pick at the hole with my finger and I just realized as I was saying what I was doing. Yeah, I'd basically cut holes in the desk with sharpened pencils, and then I'd finger fuck the holes. Oh man, yeah, dude. I just love the idea of having
a desk with everything that you needed right there. All your textbooks, your notebooks, everything, your calculator. Oh my God, what a concept.
When you think about how
and we'd have fat ass backpacks in them. What did we need the backpack for?
Our lunch pails, our giant lunch pails.
Yeah. And shoes or something. I don't remember.
But that's what I loved about elementary school. It was just, sitting in this classroom with the same people all day and then just taking breaks and just like, messing around outside, playing tag, shooting hoops.
Yeah. We'll
getting sweaty and not caring about it.
Dude, that I was just about to say, we'll close with this. And that's literally just going out to recess.
Getting hot and sweaty.
Playing soccer, basketball, just you name it. I was chasing people around. I was throwing stuff. And I would be so sweaty and I'd come back and I wouldn't care.
Yeah, you just sit down at your desk.
You just sit there.
And roast and listen to the lecture.
You know, it was one thing that was really gross to me as a kid.
What?
Not my pomegranate stash. We would come back from recess, and there was this girl in our class. I won't name her name.
Yeah.
But she literally just used to just suck her fingers, like the salt and the dirt off of her fingers. Mm-hmm. I tried it one time. It tasted great.
I think I know who you're talking about.
I didn't continue doing it.
I probably know who you're talking about.
It was crazy, man. Yeah.
Wow. You know what, Ryan? I tried this peach iced tea. Oh my God.
It's good.
This has to be, I mean, I haven't tried the lemon or the mango iced teas, but this peach iced tea blows the raspberry iced tea out of the water.
It does. Raspberry is really good.
It's good, but
I think I'd rather still have a regular mango though.
You know what's great?
If I was
Dude, you were right when you hit like with the nostalgia with the brisk, the flavor.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so much more in this than it is in the raspberry.
It is. I'm getting more sweet on this.
Just think of any.
I'm not getting much tea here.
Yeah. Think of any sugary iced tea, peach flavored drink you've had.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that hits your taste buds when you sip this.
Yep. Surprisingly, this one's more sweet. But I like that one better.
Oh yeah,
because
it has more of the tea.
I'm getting it. I'm getting the flavor.
You immediately get the peach. The peach hits you right away.
Yeah.
The sugary peach, and then as soon as you swallow, you have the tea. You have the tea flavor on your tongue.
Yeah, and the aftertaste tastes like you just took a sip of tea.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude!
This tastes more like just raspberry to me. You know?
Yeah, just
still very good.
See,
I'm not getting much tea though.
That's a great. I like that you said that because trying this one was like, oh my God, now this is iced tea flavor. Because that was just kind of like, okay, this is raspberry.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's interesting because you have the two unique flavors that are unique to the tea. And one of them, to the T-zone and White Claw. And one of them is hitting tea-wise. And the other one's just tasting like a normal raspberry.
It still tastes good.
It still tastes good, but it's almost like you could relabel that just raspberry, throw it in a new variety pack, and no one would know.
Yeah, exactly. All right. White Claw thoughts right there.
Yep.
Coming to a close here, episode 77.
It's been a good one.
It has. As always, thank you guys for joining. We love you.
And we're going to keep it coming as always.
Right. Please like, comment, subscribe. Get yourself a tea pack. Peach iced tea, shout out.
You're going to know Peach is the one.
Yeah. So signing off here. Love y'all. Peace out.
Peace.
Cheers. Peace out.